So I impulsively kind of did a crazy thing. I'm on the beach now. I took the Sparrow Park Road to the North Jetty Beach, just north of Florence. It's going pretty well so far. Pretty wild though. So yeah, I was over at the Umpqua lighthouse earlier, and there was something floating out in the waves, and I was just wondering what it was. And I figured, well, I could go on the Sparrow Park Road and go and try and check it out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it unless I go up on the dunes and look for it. It looked like a cargo carrier or something floating out here. Someone just a couple days ago saw a sunfish wash up by the Oregon day use area to the north, closer to Florence, and they helped and moved that out. So I don't know, just kind of feeling like it was worth coming out here sometime. And so here I am. The driving on the beach really isn't that bad. I mean, it's low tide right now. It's actually still going to be dropping for the next couple hours. So it's a much wider section of sand that's pretty hard packed. I was going to just park at the trailhead way back up there, but a guy on a four-wheeler came out and was just striking up a conversation. I said, yeah, I don't know if I should be driving out there. I have 4 high and 4 low in my vehicle, and I have my tire pressure, or my, oh my gosh, my compressor with me if I needed to fill up my tires. And I was just like, yeah, do I really need to drop it down to like 15 PSI? He's like, no, you should be good. You just got to drop it into 4 low to get across the small sand spit. And then once you're out on the hard pack, you're fine. And I didn't have to drop my pressure at all. And I'm barely pressing it down at all, at least in this spot. So I don't plan on being out here a crazy long time. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna come back out here again, because that road getting out to the beach was the gnarliest part. There were quite a few puddles, and it wasn't the most enjoyable road, but I knew I had plenty of daylight left, so I figured it was worth it. So yeah, I'll be out here for just a little bit. Might try and see what that thing was floating in the waves, but at the very least, I'm glad I finally got to drive on the beach. It's pretty cool. So at that last spot where I got out of the car, I pretty much turned around right after that. The tracks that I was kind of following, there might have been some people out here not that long ago, but it seems they turned around at that spot. There were a few that were like further up in the driftwood, but they probably were a lot older. And so I didn't want to be going out where I knew nobody else was at. And I probably would have been fine, but I went for maybe 100 feet further, and where it looked like it was still pretty hard packed, it kind of sunk in. I was driving at like, I don't know, maybe an inch or 2 into the sand instead of on top of it, and it didn't look much different from the rest of the sand. So I'm like, you know what? It's not worth risking it driving out on top of that, especially when I'm by myself and not doing something I'm crazy familiar with. So I'm gonna start working my way back now. I might just kind of hang out near the spot where the other people were at, or at least a little bit closer to it. It's a bummer I couldn't find whatever that thing was floating in the water. I should have recorded it while I was at the lighthouse, but it looked like some sort of crate. I hope it washes up somewhere over here and someone posts about it, because it's gonna drive me crazy if I never figure out what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna keep going back to the main area and just kind of hang out there for a little bit before going back up the road. I'm about back at the main area. I thought about heading a little further up the beach, but it looks like there's a sign up there that probably says no more vehicles past that point. So I'll take this nice little spot here, and I think I'm gonna start heading back in. It's not getting super dark. It's only almost 4, but it's a long drive back up, and I don't need to be going through all those puddles as it gets darker. So this was awesome. I might come back out here another time, but I'm gonna try and have a good reason for it, and I'm gonna make sure that it's at least low tide good weather, everything like that, like I knew I already had today. So start working my way back up, and I might go tide pooling down Winchester Bay again tonight. So yeah, this is the only scary part, just because it's so high in the middle. I mean, I do have about like close to 10 inches of clearance with the stock suspension on my vehicle, and it is sand. It's not like I'm driving over gravel or anything, but always worries me. I always worry I'm gonna sink more than I will, but it's really not that bad. It's like, I don't know, maybe 400 feet of this, and then you get back to hard packed sand, and then a little bit of mud. But yeah, really not that bad. So I'll have to keep an eye out for other decent beach driving spots when I can. So yeah, this is what a lot of the road is like. I mean, it looks muddy, but it's really just kind of like a surface layer. There hasn't been really any bad portions where you sink into it. There was at the very beginning, but after that, it wasn't too bad. I'll probably record that section, and then as soon as my parents eventually see that someday, they'll yell at me. But it's all right. Worst part is my keys clanging against the dashboard, driving me crazy. Looks like the trail's getting a little bit busier. This is the only person that's been heading back with me. I must have passed him at some point, but there have been a few trucks that were heading out towards the beach. Woo! That's a lot of steam coming off of that one. I don't remember it being that bad last time. Well, that's the worst of it. Oh. This is the last portion where it's bad. I don't remember which route I took for this one, but I'm gonna go over here. It's just slow sidewinding through a little bit thicker portions of mud. I mean, I'm sure all the people in their little, not skid steers, they're side-by-sides, just rip it through the puddles in the bottom portion, but I will be doing no such thing. Well, I quick stopped at the car wash and got a nice rinse on the underside of my vehicle, knocked loose all the rest of the mud that was up there. And now I am down by the crab dock, because this is the only area around here that I could think of that I hadn't been to at low tide. And I'm really trying to find places that have that pink bryophyte growing on the rock, because apparently that's what at least that one dorid that I found down in Bandon was feeding on. And it looks like that's something that they typically feed on. So I don't think there is any here. I thought there was another spot. I already stopped over at Orc Rock State Park or County Park, whatever it is, and it was not worth hanging out around there. So I'll try and putz around in here for a little bit. Won't be very long. Sun's already getting pretty low, but I figured it's worth a shot, so I'll look around for a little bit. Well, the only real problem with this area is that it's pretty far up the river. I mean, it's just the mouth is right on the other side, but this berm here created by the crab dock and the seawall, it kind of blocks a lot of stuff, so I'm not even seeing any anemones, let alone starfish or anything like that. So not looking like I'm gonna find too much around here. Bit of a bummer, but that's all right. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try and head up to Florence and then go tide pooling by Heceta Head again. I know there was a lot of that pink bryophyte up there, so I want to go and do that while the tides are cooperating with the sunlight. Plus I might have a little bit more light from the moon tomorrow because it's already full today. It'll still be pretty full tomorrow. Yeah, all I'm seeing right now are these snails with their bright orange shells hanging out. So I think I'm gonna start heading back to the car. Planning out what tomorrow's trip's gonna be like. The moon is so huge right now, it's very pretty. Maybe I'll get some pictures of that later. I figured for the sake of why not to come down on the other side of the crab dock wall and look over at this section, but this is mostly just riprap here. It's not actual boulders or anything that are below the water line and are gonna be pitted and stuff. This was all placed here, so not gonna be any really good tide pool spots, at least naturally forming. So I'm not gonna bother climbing around on all that, but I think that's gonna be it for right now. I don't know exactly how much footage I got on this one. I might just upload it separately, or I might join it with what I hopefully get to do tomorrow. But regardless, glad I got out today. That Sparrow Park Road was really cool. I just don't know if I'm gonna ever do that one again, just because that was a long drive out there. But who knows? So I did not bring my GoPro out for this. I just went on a late night DoorDash order because it was for 30 bucks and I wasn't passing that up. But anyway, I'm out at the viewpoint just south of the lighthouse, and it's crazy bright out because of the full moon. Oh, is that not in focus? Well, hopefully it's in focus now. But moon is super bright, even through the clouds. It's very nice and warm. It's a beautiful night. I might take a drive and go down to the lighthouse just really quick. I wasn't really doing anything, so I head out. Is that the triangle? Oh, yeah, that's the point of the oyster triangle. I didn't realize that that's where that comes out at. It's always so stinking foggy here. I can never see it. That's funny, I never realized that. Huh. At the lighthouse now. View's pretty good. I took a couple pictures, some long time lapses just to get the waves out there. It is so crazy right now. I hope I can edit the video to look a little bit better, but it looks all right from here. The moon is just so stinking bright. I wasn't expecting this to put me in such a good mood, but I just love going out when it's such a bright night like this. It makes me want to go on a hike, but obviously not super safe to do out here with mountain lions and such, especially by myself. So won't be doing that. Maybe someday. It'd be really cool to do, but what a gorgeous night though.